Meeting to order. I'd like to call the Tuesday, January 21st, 2020. 2020. I'm still not used to saying that.
2020.
Meeting of the Oldsmar City Council to order. The next two items on the agenda, invocation and pledge of allegiance, will be led by our City Attorney, Mr. Tom Trask. Please rise.
Our Heavenly Father, we come humbly before you to ask your divine guidance and help in our deliberations this evening. Bless the members of the council and the citizens that are present. We pray that our work this evening will find favor in your sight. This we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. As the crowds come shuffling in. Before we start and before we go to the Citizens Open Forum, there are a couple of guests who are here this evening that I'd like to recognize. Our County Commissioner, Mr. Dave Eggerts. I'd also like to recognize past Mayor Jim Roniker, who's here. Past Mayor Doug Beavis, who's here.
Yeah.
And past Mayor Jerry Beaverland, who's here. And with that, we'll go into the Citizens Open Forum. Is there anybody on this side of the room? Tony? And there are a couple rules. You have 5 minutes to speak. You can't speak to anything that's on the agenda as a public hearing, which is item number 8. You have 5 minutes. Please state your name, your address, and include your city, too, please.
Thank you. We won't need 5 minutes. I'm Kelly Nelson, and I'm with the Oldsmar Cares volunteer, and Joanne Fitzpatrick, also an Oldsmar Cares volunteer. And we're here to represent Oldsmar Cares at 580 State Road, 149 State Road 580. Oldsmar Cares just recently has a relationship with the Juvenile Welfare Board, North County Community Council, and they've asked us to come here and speak on their behalf tonight about the ALICE program. I'm not sure if any of you are aware of it. It's an asset limited, income constrained, employed program for people that are not quite at the poverty level. In Oldsmar, there are 35% of our residents that are considered ALICE people. That means that they're one step away from poverty. As you know, you give us a lot of help at Oldsmar Cares, and we cover a lot of needs already. We cover rental assistance, utility assistance, food, and other things. But this ALICE program is going to hopefully expand services in Pinellas County and in Oldsmar, perhaps through Oldsmar Cares, perhaps not. Currently, they have one program through 211 that's called the Family Services Initiative, and that's to keep people in their homes if they have children and they're facing eviction. So what ALICE and NCCC and the United Way would like to know is if you would like us to do a full-fledged program and bring Oldsmar into one of the community of ALICE members. I have talking points with additional information on other cities, Dunedin and Safety Harbor, Palm Harbor. This is all a North County initiative. And if you're interested, I also have Joanne's business card. You can let us know if you would like us to come back.
Very good. Very good. Why don't you give that information to the city clerk so she can distribute it to us? Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
Is there anyone else on this side of the room? Suda.
Suda Yantis Cologne, 402 Arlington Avenue East, Oldsmar, Florida, 34677. I want to take a minute as the director of our Opal Theater program doing its first musical to thank council, to thank the community, to thank all the parents and children that helped, some of the parents which are here tonight. We had a record crowd in the entire history, to my knowledge, of over 200 people in attendance at our first musical.
Outstanding.
And I came out crying. I could hardly talk at the end of the show. So
That deserves a round of applause right there. I have to say.
Anna White, also known as Al up there, is showing off our beautiful program. We had great support. We are already getting ready to start up our next one in February. Aladdin Jr. So that'll be performed in April. So help us pass the word. And again, thank you for the overwhelming support from the community and helping us make record guest attendance on that first performance. The kids did so well, and I am so proud beyond words. So thank you, everybody, for your support.
All right, who else for Tony?
My name is Tony Gross, 711 Sandleaf Avenue. And this is my husband, Craig Gross. He lives at the same address.
Still.
Hang in there, buddy.
Hard to believe.
We just celebrated our 44th wedding anniversary. So on behalf
She
of...
calls it 44 years of marital blisters.
Did you just want to speak?
Yeah, you're not at home. Come on.
On behalf of the many local Gold Star families, and Kelly O'Brien, right back there, Kelly, and her family are also included in that, and families of the fallen, we'd like to thank the most veteran-friendly community in Tampa Bay, and each one of you. And the reason why we know that is because all you have to do is look right behind the mayor and city council and look at our Purple Heart flag that was presented by the Military Order of the Purple Heart. All you have to do is go about a half a mile from here and see the most beautiful waterfront Veterans Park in the whole area. And also go down to Ari Olds Park and you will see something that Council member Linda Norris developed with City Council. She created a beautiful, huge mural honoring living veterans and the fallen. So,
And Frankie.
Oldsmar City Council has always treated veterans and families of the fallen with the utmost honor and respect. And we want to just tell you thank you so much for doing that. In closing, I would like to introduce Mike Sheets. Come on up, Mike. Mike is with the Florida chapter chair and regional director for Tribute to the Troops and is a board member on the Tribute to the Troops National Board of Directors. And Mike will take over from here, and we won't be taking up long.
If you want to.
I also want to thank you guys for allowing us to be here tonight. My name is Mike Sheets. I'm the chapter chair for Florida and on the national board. We are here tonight to request the use of the, my address. I actually live down in Bradenton, so I'm here as guests of these two. But we want to make sure, we wanted to ask for permission for use of the park. We're on agenda item number 10. Just a real quick background on Tribute to the Troops. We've been an organization for 14 years. We're a 501c3, 100% nonprofit, including there's no paid staff members anywhere in our organization across the nation. 100% given to the fallen. Every penny that we raise above and beyond expenses goes into 529 funds that are given to college education for all the children of the fallen. We are going to have our 4th annual ride and benefit concert in April of next year, and we'd like to use the park to give a presentation to another Gold Star family in Oldsmar. You guys have been fantastic. These plaques, like the one we did for Frankie, for these two on our first year, will be presented at that. You guys are absolutely welcome to come and join us if you would like. We'd love to see you there. Thank you for having us tonight. Thank you for there. You'll see a little brief video. It'll just give you a glimpse of what we do during the item number 10. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have anybody else on this side of the room? Seeing none, do we have anybody on this side of the room? Yes. Beavis raised his hand in back, I think. I'm not calling on him. Little payback.
My name is Linda Wells, 2007 Dover Court, Oldsmar. I am the secretary of the Women's Club of Oldsmar, and I would like to remind everybody this is our 2nd annual super party. It's this Saturday from 11 to 1. It's $5, all you can eat. We're having 14 different soups, so I'm sure you'll find something you like. Mayor, we gave you an apron last year.
You did.
I expect you to come serve soup.
You do. I can come serve soup. I can't make it, but I can serve it. I just want to know something. I'm just thinking about this being a fundraiser. Have we thought about what we should charge Councilmember Saraki?
Got a point.
Think about that.
We're accepting $5 donations. You guys, I expect 10.
There you go.
We'll eat through it.
Very good. I'll take tips too and donate them.
There we go. There we
Take
go.
tips.
Donate them, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
we
I'm
don't
serving.
accept- you'll get a little token to vote for the best soup that you like, but I don't expect you to eat all 14 soups. You'll walk out kind of bloated.
Did you hear that, Dan?
Yes, I heard that.
All right, go ahead.
Please
Sorry.
come this Saturday, and it's all you can eat, $5 donation. If you wish to donate more,
At the State Street Center.
oh yeah, yes, that's right. You have nowhere to go. Yeah, it's the State Street Center. It's
Right out here.
right over here.
Across the parking lot.
Yeah, it's across the parking lot because you'll park in the same spot. And we'd love to see you. We had a terrific turnout last year. That's why we decided to do it again this year, because everybody loves soup. And it's going to be cold. So
That's
it's
right.
perfect.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good job. Do we have anybody else on this side of the room? Seeing none, we will move on. The next item on the agenda is the community minute, which will be announced by our city clerk, Ann Nixon.
We have a Comic-Con coming up. Comic-Con. It's a free family fun celebrating event, celebrating all things you love about comics, movies, anime, and pop culture. Saturday, January 25th, 11 to 4 at Oldsmar Library, Tico Hall. So you can get some soup over across the street and then head over and enjoy some time at the Comic-Con.
Put your costume on first, though.
Yes.
Let's see, we also have the voter registration deadline. The deadline to register and vote in the March special election is Tuesday, February 18th. So register to vote, please, at voteoldsmar.com. And then Thursday, if you'd like to come back here, 4 o'clock, we're having a work session on downtown. And that's it.
And that's it. Very good. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the approval of additional new agenda items. The only new item we have is item 5. The chair will entertain a motion to approve.
Second?
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right, next item on the agenda is the awards and recognition. First item will be presentation of the Council Manager Award for January 2020, which will be presented by Councilmember Norris. You could applaud her.
Okay, can everybody hear
You may
me?
need to turn it on. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Shake it. Give it a little. There you go.
Hello, hello, okay.
Gotta shake it, Linda.
I'm just so honored to be able to do this tonight. And I'm very happy that you guys all came out and honored this woman. Everybody knows Wanda Beaverland, everybody. Everybody also knows Jerry Beaverland, and Jerry's gotten the award. They've both gotten the award together, and Jerry's gotten the award a couple times. But Wanda has never gotten it all by herself. And all of us in the city of Oldsmar know that she is the wind beneath his wings. That there is no way that all of the things that have been accomplished by Mayor Beaverland, Councilor Beaverland, Citizen Beaverland, over 40 plus years of service to Oldsmar would not have been done without his beautiful wife, Wanda. And you can definitely... And it's really special for me because when I moved to Oldsmar 20 years ago, I really didn't know anybody. My whole family lives in Tampa. And so I met them. My stepson at the time went to school, Carwise, with their granddaughter, Ashley. And some of y'all know that she did pass. And PJ they used to get off the bus together. They used to walk past my house to Jerry and Wanda's house because PJ would walk her home, and then he'd backtrack to come home. And that's when I met Jerry and Wanda, because they live right around the corner from me. Some of you also may know that in my first term, my younger brother died, and in my second term, my mother died. And my father died a long time ago. So you will often hear me affectionately call them Mama and Papa. Even though they're not old enough to be my Mama and Papa, I don't think, but sister and brother maybe. So I wouldn't be standing here today in front of all of y'all being able to have the honor of giving Wanda this award if it weren't for her. If it weren't for all the times that I cried on her shoulder, if it weren't for all the times that I called her and they came right over. And no matter what it was, no matter whether it was a broken heart, broken ankle. When I broke my ankle last year, who did I call? Who came over with an ice pack and food? I think you brought me food too. So Jerry's accomplishments, everybody knows, you know, the poop plant, the buying all the land for everything that well, you got to say that first because it's on Beaverland Drive, you know, and I see firsthand how Wanda is the steadying hand of Jerry. I see how Jerry might be the soul of Oldsmar, but Wanda's the heart. And I wore this heart for that. The heart's here. Because she really is the heart of Oldsmar. To be able to put up with this stubborn old coot, we love him, but yeah. And Wanda also understands me because I'm kind of like Jerry. We're kind of both kind of the same personality. So Wanda has never turned me away. She has never turned to anybody away. She has always been there for everything in this city. And I am more than honored to this. This is my third term, okay, over, 10-something years. I've never been this excited about, and you know, I get excited about a lot of stuff, art, veterans, I get excited about a lot of stuff, but I've never been this happy at a council meeting. And I thank you all for coming so that you can all honor this wonderful woman alongside with me. And the council, on behalf of the council too. It's not just me, it's the whole council, the mayor, city manager, city attorney, city clerk, deputy city clerk. We all love you, Wanda. Please come up. So you got to come up here and you got to say a few words. I know that you're a woman of few words. We know that, but here you go.
Just thank everybody for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go over to Papa over there, Jerry Beaverland, Mayor Beaverland, and take a photo over there. Okay? Oh, no, be careful. You got it? Okay. Oh, get
my award in there.
Here.
Get my award.
I gotta scan this one too. Well, do one just with them. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wait.
You gotta turn it around.
Alive and well at Oldsmar.
Heart and soul. Heart and soul.
They're gonna take.
That's why I ran for mayor.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Wanda. Well. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to suspend the rules of the days for purpose of mayor's presentation.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
How's that?
I didn't do this before.
Well, good evening.
Good evening.
I've been on city council on and off for many years now. I think I figured it out earlier, it's about 13 years on and off. Doesn't seem that long. But in that time, I only recall there being 2 different events in which this recognition has been bestowed. And so tonight, I have the opportunity to bestow something special onto someone who is special to our city. And before I do that, there's a couple of people I'd like to call up. I'd like to call up our county commissioner, Commissioner Eggers. You can applaud for him. He's here. I'd like to call up. I need to work on this mic. I'd like to call up past Mayor Roniker. I'd like to call past Mayor Beavis up too, please.
Dressed up for these.
So tonight, see down, and before I say what we're doing here, I want you to know that the gentleman that we're recognizing, had he known this was happening, he would not have come.
No.
Especially on a very special night when we recognize his wife. Because he would not want at all. He would not want at all. He would not want to take anything away from Wanda. Because this doesn't take anything away from Wanda. As a matter of fact, in many ways, I think it's perfect for both of you on the same night.
Yeah.
Because that's what y'all mean to this city. So tonight, we're going to present a key to the city. And before I go any further, I've asked these gentlemen to say a couple of words. Commissioner?
Well, thank you. First of all, it's just an honor to be here tonight and just get a feel for the incredible special city that you have here. When you recognize veterans and the such, and having the other mayors come out tonight for this special event. And Jerry's just been such a good friend of mine over the years. I can't thank him enough for all that he's done. But more importantly, on behalf of the county commissioners, we wanted to say thank you for being a leader among mayors in the county for many years, and also being involved in our Pinellas Planning Council and being the chairman there for a year. So you've just done so much, not only for the city of Oldsmar, and not only touched people's lives personally, but you've made a difference in Pinellas County, way up here in North County that we love so much. Jerry, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We love you. Thank you.
Mayor Beavis.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, Mayor. Hey, Mayor, how are you? One bomb could take us all out right here.
Don't give him any idea.
Oh, sorry. My bad. So I never thought that this goofy kid from Beavis, Ohio would ever in a million years grow up to be the mayor of a city, especially a city as great as the city of Oldsmar. It really started back when Mayor Roniker presented me with the Council Manager Award, and I kind of got involved. I was involved with the Chamber of Commerce. But then it went even further than that, and I think we can all attest that we all have spent a time or two in the Lincoln Room at the Beaverland House.
Yes.
Heard his wisdom, his stories, and really an inspiration to me as to why to run. It's not for an agenda. It's not for any particular cause. It's for the city of Oldsmar. And it's the passion that Jerry and Wanda have for this city. And so it's thanks to him that I think a lot of us get involved with the council. I know Dan and Linda, and we've all had our talks, whether we like it or not. We all have our talks with the guy that's older than dirt, as I used to call him. Sorry, this isn't a roast, my bad. But supposed to say nice things, right? No, but truly, as Commissioner Eggers has said, and former mayor of the city of Dunedin said, we truly, honestly love both of you, and thank you so much to Jerry for everything you've taught me and shared with me over the years, so thank you.
Mayor Roniker?
Thank you. I'm used to sitting up there. I'm not used to being down here. First of all, Oldsmar 54.
Yeah.
You guys rock. And Councilmember Norris, what a great choice this evening. Good job. Wanda, you are deserving. I sat with your husband for 11 to 12 years on council, and it seemed like every year he was wishing you a happy birthday. We were on a meeting or something, and it just was continuous every year, so God bless you guys. Mayor, I've said this before to you. You will always be my mayor in the city of Oldsmar. I don't know if you guys know, but I built my house we started building it in 1996, and we moved it in March of 97, and at that time the mayor would go, and anybody that moved into the city, he would personally go and introduce himself. And I thought that was outstanding. I didn't follow your footsteps in that because there were too many people moving in and I didn't have the time. But anyway, in the 11 or 12 years that we served together, we got a lot done. I'll never forget the day that I was becoming mayor and the St. Pete Times came to you and you said, well, what do you think Roniker's going to do? And your comment was, and I looked this up today, well, he's going to put the city in a handbasket. And that's just the way you were. But it's fitting that Councilmember Norris did that today, because if you know us, she's a very liberal Democrat, and I'm a very conservative Republican. And if you watch what's going on in Washington right now, there's no compromise. But you were always willing to compromise. Even though you were set in your ways, you were listening to the other opinion. And I know Jerry Cusson, I learned something from him many years ago, where he said politics start locally. So if we start things here locally with, understanding each other's opinion, we'll help Washington get better. But Jerry, you've done a tremendous job here in the city. And one other thing I remember you saying is, Jim, you've got your name on a lot of placards here in the city, but I've got them on all. I love you both. Jerry, I enjoyed our time on the council, but I love our time still together here on earth. So God bless you both. Take care.
I was going to read out all of his accomplishments, but we'd be here for a very long time. But there are a couple things that are definitely worth noting. They've been residents for 53 years. He served on council in a variety of capacity, ready for this, 27 years. He had 4 terms as mayor. He was the president of the Pinellas County Council of Mayors, chair of Pinellas County Planning Council, served on the executive board of the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council. He rebuilt the Little League stands at the R.E. Oldsmar and at R.E. Old Olds Park. That doesn't sound natural because we don't say park like that anymore, but we're Little League over there. That was back in 1967. Owner and publisher of the Oldsmar Eagle, a local paper providing information and bonding the community for several years. He was president of the Little League in 1970 to 72. Major activist, supporter, and behind-the-scenes negotiator for the Oldsmar Advanced Wastewater Treatment Plant, the first reclaimed water facility in the county and in Florida, and he'll tell you the first in the country, but California says differently, but they're California, so I'm going with Jerry. President of the Northeast Pinellas Sewer and Water Authority for 5 years, started and chaired the committee that raised $54,000 to build Oldsmar's new fire station without taxpayer money. In 1980, he donated and installed new roofs on the Women's Club, the concession stand at Ariel's Park and Canal Park. He controlled building at the wastewater facility and a couple of private homes. He facilitated a street paving program in 1990 to pave 6 miles of dirt road here in Oldsmar. He negotiated and secured the Tampa Bay Parks Commerce 600 acres to be annexed into the city in 1992. He started and was president of the Oldsmar Historical Society in 1993, donated $14,000 worth of exotic palms for Park Boulevard median improvements back in '94, donated a 100 by 200 piece of land for a children's park, coordinated the donation of 4 acres to the city on which the library now sits, coordinated the donation of the Tico land, the building where Oldsmar Care now sits, made sure land promised to the city of Oldsmar at the Barrow Pits, which is what we affectionately call Twin Lakes. It's a hidden gem that's there for one day. Made sure that that promise was not forgotten and that it got transferred to us. And through his book sales and donation of rare books, donated close to $15,000 to the Friends of the Oldsmar Library. And for decades, he has preserved our history through his books and his stories. And I will tell you this, I believe this sincerely. There is no other person in this city, in our history, who has had a greater impact on the city of Oldsmar than this man and his wife. If there's something grand that has happened in this city, and it wasn't on that list, I'll assure you his fingerprints are all over it. Leaders lead. And so, I know this much, and Mayor Beavis talked about it, Mayor Roniker talked about it, the impact that he's made on everybody up here. And I am no exception. I remember when we were at Daddy's Grill, when I thought about running for city council, and the very first question that he asked me when he was kind enough to go to breakfast with me to talk about it was, why do you want to be on council? Right. Fundamentals. Teaching us how to lead well in a new role. Because all the people up here on this council are leaders. But this is different. And he set the example, and some of you have heard me say this before, but I think it couldn't be more appropriate for this occasion, and that is the greatest mark of a leader is not only what they did when they served, but it was their ability to impart in others the will and desire to carry on. That's what this man did, and it is my honor for all of us to present you with a key to the city of Oldsmar.
You do know I got 2 keys, Doug.
It's all because of you people, the citizens. Thank you.
Yes, through the chair.
I'll just sit. Yeah, don't let one go. You're sitting on the mic. Such a Beavis. Such a Beavis.
Keep that off.
This is the second key that I've had.
What? What? Who got this key? Yeah, well, the first one doesn't work to anything. That one does.
The first key was to my beautiful wife's heart.
Ah, well, that one still works.
That was a mistake.
I just want to thank the council and the citizens of Oldsmar for giving me the chance to serve. You run for council, you're mayor, you run for it because you love the people that you're going to be with. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? If you'll all humor me for just a moment, I'd ask the council to come down real quick to get a picture with Mayor Beaverland. This doesn't happen often, so. Normally I'm like the train conductor. Our charter officials could come down if they'd like as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Awesome.
We're sitting properly. We ask for counsel.
Kathy, come on.
Together, don't see the photographer, he can't see you.
Well, the Kia, Papa. The Kia. Not in front of your face, though.
Hold the key. Go, change the charter, lady. Get down there.
Guys, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Motion to return to the rules of the day.
There's a motion to return to the rules of the day. Do I have a second? Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion passes. The next item on the agenda is item number 2, presentation of the Homer Brunson Ward Schreckengosch Award for the fourth quarter 2019, which will be presented by our city manager, Mr. Al Braithwaite.
Thank you, Mayor. Wes, do we have that video clip that Mr. B describes the Brunson Schreckengosch Award and what it means on a little video, if you watch the monitor?
The Homer Brunson and Ward Schreckengosch Award was instituted in 1991, and what it was for, it was for one of our workers here in the city that was chosen by their peers to win the Ward Schreckengosch Homer Brunson Award. And what the award is, it serves two purposes. One, to recognize an outstanding worker here that works for the city of Oldsmar. And the other, what it serves is that Ward Schreckengosch and Homer Brunson were both council members here in the city of Oldsmar. Ward Schreckengosch served as mayor for 16 years. His last year on the council serving was 1970. I had the privilege of serving with him on his last year. And Homer Brunson served 11 years as a council member and 1 year as a mayor. And this serves two purposes: to honor Ward Schreckengosch and Homer Brunson, and to honor one of the incredible workers we have in the city of Oldsmar.
Thank you, Mr. B. As you can tell, the mic doesn't work. As you can tell, Mr. B is not only our source of history, he is history in so many ways. This award is designed and meant for an employee that does his everyday job exceptionally. It's nominated by fellow employees. We give it out once a quarter, and for the fourth quarter of 2019, the winner is Cameron Couts. Cameron, you want to come up? Wife? Did you just get off work?
No, I'm actually.
Hi, B. How are you? All right. So, a little plaque for you. Congratulations. A little check for you. The award comes with a $125 check and an additional day off, recognizing that Cameron's work, and this is super exciting for me because you've heard me elaborate on some of the talents we have of our people, and I actually have a really good personal story to tell you about Cameron. In fact, two quick ones. So Mr. B explained the award. It's basically nominated by a fellow employee or group of employees for doing what he does every day exceptionally well. The nomination specifically said, I'd like to nominate Cameron for his ability to troubleshoot a potentially significant problem. A buildup of chemical in a pipe is causing some curious process readings. The issue is difficult to identify due to the location and caused a high chlorine demand. Means nothing to me. Due to Cameron's ability to focus on small details, he was able to solve the issue that would have otherwise created additional chemical usage and ultimately significant additional cost. That means something to me. His thoroughness in performing his duties is an asset to the RO plant, which is where Cameron works. He is also always willing to cover shifts when needed, and he makes my job and others much easier because of his strong attention to detail. Now, you can't give me an employee that works for me any better than somebody who pays attention to detail. Finance guy, numbers guy. Give me anybody that takes that extra time, effort, energy, and in this case, intellect. Okay, I know he doesn't look like much. Here's my little story. A couple years ago, wasn't the manager yet, woke up one morning, none of my faucets worked. Just shut. Now, okay, I've owned a home for 30 years, but apparently I never faced this situation. I couldn't figure out what it was, no matter what we did, and went to the meter. The meter appeared to be on, went to the shut-off, appeared to be on. No idea what it was. So only, not because I work for the city, but only because I wanted to double check to see if, none of the faucets were working. I called the water department. He loses the lottery and he gets to come out to my house. Comes out to my house, checks the meter, says the meter's good. Okay, now what? Now, how old are you now?
25.
All right, 25. He was 23 when this happened. He goes, talk to me. What do you mean, talk to you? He goes, tell me what's wrong. So I told him essentially what I had going on, and in 5 minutes, he fixed the whole thing. Here's the longest part of it. I thought I was bypassing my water softener. I wasn't. And the membrane deteriorated, and the little crystallized membrane parts get clogged in all the lines. And everything I had in my whole house was clogged. And in 5 minutes, he figured it out. Another 5, he cleared enough of them to help me figure out how to get the rest of it. And I'm giving you this, number out of the top of my head. That's $1,000. He saved me $1,000. Now, I bought him a gift card, not for $1,000, but I bought him a gift card out of my pocket to say how much I appreciate it. This, you won't see him unless you have a problem. You will see him do sampling, which is what he's an expert at. 25 years old, that's sickening. He's brilliant. He's only a B. He's a water operator B. It's an FDEP license. His last evaluation from the chief operator, hope I can read my own handwriting. These are the 4 comments made, major accomplishments. He completes all monthly compliance sampling, which doesn't sound like much, but it resulted in our division winning the 2018 FDEP Excellence Award. His customer complaint troubleshooting is his strong suit excellence, which is phenomenal, especially for a 25-year-old. Sorry, I keep hammering that. He created a division-wide filing system for all compliance samples, which, in the words of his supervisor, greatly improve our operation. His punctuation is impeccable, never late. Call-outs are minimum, and none happen to this, period. all throughout his evaluation, attention to detail. So, all right, tell me when are you going to become an A?
Planning on here in 2 months.
All right, so he was hired as a trainee in 14. He studies his tail off. He gets a C in 15. He becomes a B in 17. He's going to be an A. That's the kind of guy we want on our team right here.
Yeah.
Cameron, congratulations, and congratulations.
This is my wife, Beatrice. I just want to thank everyone for this award. It means a lot to me. Especially want to thank my aunt, Sue. She's pretty much kind of gave me that step up into this position here, and it's pretty much set up my whole life from here. I especially want to thank Al and every one of you. It's just an honor.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
And we apologize because you had to follow Mr. B. That was pretty tough. I'll also tell you that I'm not really thrilled when we hire people that are related to other people. We do have a nepotism rule. When Cameron was hired, I didn't know that he was related to one of our other dominant employees, Sue Farrell. So when I was told that he was related, normally I would probably have a little bit of a hissy fit. But as soon as I found out it was Sue Farrell he was related with, I said, no problem, she'll kick his butt if he ever screws up. And that's worked out pretty well. Congratulations, Cameron. And we love you, sir.
You know, I thought for a moment there he was going to say, hey, Al, pay your bill. Next item on the agenda, Community Redevelopment Agency. We have no items on that. I'll go to item number 3, the consent docket. We have the consent docket, which will be read by our city clerk, Ann Nixon.
Item number 3, approve minutes of the January 7, 2020 City Council meeting. Item number 4, approve payment to legal counsel for December 2019 legal services. And item number 5, accept resignation of Ricard Smith from the Veterans Advisory Board.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve items 3 and 4 of the consent docket.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The chair will entertain a motion to accept item number 5, accept resignation of Ricard Smith from the Veterans Advisory Board. A second.
Second.
I just wanted to make a comment, how much we appreciated his service. You know, he's decided he's going to do some other things, but he's been a great servant to the city, and his service does not go unrecognized. So, any other comments? Seeing none, sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Next item on the agenda, item number 6, approve the reappointment of Mark Braille, Frank Chicola, John Ruckert, Jerry Walters to the Veterans Advisory Board. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A second. Any discussion? I don't know, that sounds like a troublesome
Kind of a
group.
shady group. Thank you. Can we get smiles? Can we get a song, a dance, anything?
Gentlemen, we appreciate your service. You never disappoint. Everything that we, you hear people talk about Oldsmar, the connection we have to the veteran community, how we support it, and you guys drive that. I mean, you really drive that for us.
Yep.
Jerry, I'll let you say something.
I'm not going to get on the mic, but I do want to say that a person who was honored tonight was also a very big helping with the with our group of
Veterans.
Oh, they're gone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're in the hall.
Sorry. It's recorded.
He did an awful lot for the veterans group, and he in fact he even helped with the help of the where we have our
The Veterans Park?
Yep, Veterans Park.
And the Purple Heart.
It's up here.
I know. I know.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. We bought the Kumar property. We were going to make it a museum. That didn't. I was actually around during that.
Thank you all for
All
your
right, there is
service.
a motion and a second. Sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Next item on the agenda, item number 7. Approve reappointment of Tom Brown, Ken Sidorowicz, Suda, I don't know why I messed up your name last time, Yanis Cologne,
We all know Suda.
the Leisure Services Advisory Board. Do I have a motion
Motion.
to approve? Do I have a second? Any discussion? Once again, thank you for your service. We appreciate all the hard work, and we try to keep you busy with more work coming, so.
Starts
I know
in
you- I
parks
know you
and
sure will.
continues with the arts.
There you go.
right.
Wow, we got a little rhymer over
Frozen
there.
hearts.
All right, sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the city attorney. Before we go to that, on a personal note, I just want to thank everybody for indulging the council to take the time to make that presentation and to do it right. It's really, really important, I think, to everybody in the room, and I do appreciate your indulgence on that personally, and I know the council does too. City Attorney.
I have one item tonight. Item number 8 is the public hearing. It's for the second reading and adoption of ordinance 2020-02. I'll read that ordinance by title only. Ordinance 2020-02, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, establishing an exemption from certain ad valorem taxation for certain new businesses and expansions of existing businesses, to be codified as Chapter 62, Article 7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Oldsmar, providing for authority, providing for findings of fact, providing for definitions, providing for establishment of economic development ad valorem tax exemption, providing for an application for exemption, providing for the city council's consideration of such application, providing for no application fees, providing for continuing performance, providing for city council revocation of exemption, providing for severability, providing a sunset date, and providing for an effective date. That was the second and final reading of ordinance 2020-02 by title only.
And this is a public hearing. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak on this matter? Sensing none, I'll close the public hearing. Chair will entertain a motion from the council.
So moved to approve.
Do I have a second? Discussion. Sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor? Oh, excuse me, roll call, please.
Councilmember Norris?
Yes.
Councilmember Saraki?
Yes.
Councilmember Grimes?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Gannon?
Yes.
Mayor Seidel?
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-02 to establish exemption from certain ad valorem taxation for certain new businesses and expansions of existing businesses is adopted with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Next item, City Manager, item number 9.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 9 is request adoption of resolution 2020-02, adopting certain documents for the implementation of the ad valorem tax exemption program. Earlier this meeting, the City Council adopted ordinance 20, sorry.
Earlier this meeting?
Yeah, that's correct.
A moment ago.
Subsequently, hopefully, next item, the City Council will adopt ordinance 2020-02, establishing an ad valorem tax exemption for certain new businesses and expansions of certain existing businesses, codified as Chapter 62, Article 7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Oldsmar, known as the City of Oldsmar Economic Development Ad Valorem Tax Exemption Ordinance. Consistent with Florida Statute 199.1995, this ordinance requires the evaluation of applications by new businesses and existing businesses seeking an economic development ad valorem tax exemption as recommended by Florida Statute 199.1995. Ordinance number 2020-02 further requires continued performance and annual reporting of such maintenance and performance of new businesses and existing businesses receiving economic development ad valorem tax exemptions. This resolution adopts several documents that we refer to as templates, which are needed to administer the exemption program. Staff recommends approval.
All right, the chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Sorry?
I would like to point something out that
Go right
I
ahead.
really like.
Councilmember Norris.
Thank you. First of all, these were the forms you wanted to see, Vice Mayor
They were the
Gannon, and I bet
forms.
you, yeah. I just want to point out that I really appreciate page 62 of 133. We all know that this is for economic development and to bring businesses in and to expand the businesses that we have. But there's a few questions of the applicant that I appreciate. First of all, what's the total capital investment? That's kind of a no-brainer. But please describe your commitment to local procurement, so buying local. I really appreciate that. And then, is there an environmental impact, positive or negative, to Oldsmar from your project? If there is a negative impact, what mitigation efforts will you take? I really appreciate that question. And then, long-term net positive contribution to the city. So I just wanted to point out that I really appreciate that those are questions that the applicants have to answer, and that's what I wanted to say. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I'm going to ask that.
You just don't listen to me anymore.
I do all the
I'm just
time.
kidding.
I just knew I had this sense what you were going to say. We're like this on the same
You
page.
had spidey sense.
That's it. So I'm going to ask that you withdraw your motion. Okay. But I'm going to ask that the resolution be read by title only.
Thank you. Resolution 2020-02, a resolution of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, adopting the application form, the Oldsmar Tax Exemption Agreement template, and the annual report template hereto attached for use in the evaluation, certification, implementation of economic development ad valorem tax exemption as codified by ordinance 2020-02, providing for an effective date. That was a reading of resolution 2020-02 by title only.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? Would you like to say that again?
No, I don't think you want me to say
I will
it again.
especially listen to you even in greater detail this time.
It's all good. It's on tape. You can watch it.
Okay, I'll watch it later.
Yeah.
Councilmember Gannon.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to compliment our city manager and assistant city manager and everybody who had a hand in working on these forms and answering my questions and tolerating me to some extent. I really appreciate it. Our staff has done a fantastic job of implementing this new tax exemption.
Absolutely.
Just want to make sure they get a shout out.
Absolutely. And getting the forms out there actually makes it easier for people to understand it and apply for it.
And they
put it to use.
streamlined the forms, they made them better than they needed to be.
Well, and I appreciate the effort they put into the research of seeing what some other cities have done.
Sure.
And possibly where they probably regret doing some things and trying to tighten it up to make it more practical.
I'm looking at you, Donnelly.
I'm looking at you. Set you ready to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Item number 10.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 10 is request council to approve the special event application fee waiver request for the 4th annual Tribute to the Troops event to be held on Saturday, April 18th, year 2020 in Veterans Park. The Tribute to the Troops event has taken place at Veterans Memorial Park for the previous 3 years and is held to raise awareness of the sacrifices made by American fallen heroes and their families. You heard a little bit about it at Citizens Open Forum. The event consists of a motorcycle ride to the park, followed by a presentation on the promenade area. The event is scheduled from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and is estimated to draw approximately 50 to 100 participants. You'd be waiving the fees of approximately $200, and staff recommends approval.
Before we have a motion, I know we have a video to watch, and I'd like to roll it, please, for the thousands at home who watch this.
Today is the Tribute to the Troops motorcycle ride. It's an atmosphere of respect and honor and humility. Glad you're here, man. How's it going? Respect for someone who has paid the ultimate price so that we can live the life that we enjoy. Like me. It's not political. There's no pro-war, no anti-war. It doesn't matter about your socioeconomic background, your race, or your religion. Just you lost your hero, and we're trying to show that somebody cares. But now I see.
We're going to need a bigger
Yesterday we visited the Drevnik family in Woodbury, and they turned out a whole bunch of friends and relatives to see us, and had the neighborhood was out there, and their son they were just lost their son in July, and it was very emotional for them, very powerful, and it was a very powerful visit for us also. Those kind of memories, they'll just never fade.
Private First Class Matthew G. Milzart, Kettle River.
Daniel J. Otto, New Prague.
Specialist
First
William
Class
J.
Matthew
Malva
Young.
Soldier Thomas Burnett.
Yanni.
Staff Sergeant Andrew P. Nelson, Moorhead.
We're here for one reason today, to tell you that while we can't put ourselves in your shoes and know exactly how you feel, but we completely and absolutely want you to know that there is a contingent of people in this world that respect your son, is proud of his sacrifice to our nation, We consider him a hero beyond all heroes, and we want you to know he is not forgotten and that we love you very, very much.
Oh, thank you so much.
We have some things we'd like to present to you. Thank you. He's a handsome man, wasn't he?
To have people and organization remember the sacrifice that was made is huge in their healing process. We know what it meant to us, and it was life-changing.
Tad was a hero beyond all heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Barb and the Herbis family.
It was an honor to have Tribute to the Troops come to visit us, but I believe it's even more of an honor for us now to go visit other families. If it gives just that much comfort to another family, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
This is the greatest thing I've ever been involved in, and I'm proud and honored to be a part of it.
Tribute to the Troops is doing incredible work, incredible job, but there's a lot of work left to be done.
We really need the support and volunteers of sponsors, people being a part of the organization, and financially going forward.
The men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country will never be forgotten. Join with us to make sure that we continue to honor their memory and that their families will always know that they will never be forgotten.
Good for
Wow.
you.
Very nice.
Very nice. I don't know. I know Councilmember Norris was out there last year. I was there as well when they came out to Veterans Park. And I have to tell you, I would encourage the entire community to come out and participate in this event. It is a moving event. It is moving and it's patriotic, all mixed into one. And so I'll tell you, it's one of those things that certainly makes me proud to live in this city. And so thank you for including the city of Oldsmar in that. The chair will entertain a motion for discussion.
Oh, motion for discussion, so moved.
Second?
Second.
Second, discussion. Councilmember Norris.
Thank you, Mike and Tony and Craig. Yes, last year, I can tell you that you will not be able to, you will cry, because people from all over the country come to honor certain Gold Star families, and those individuals make different things, or give things, and the store and the country music, Rocky Lynn, right? He says the story of the soldier, and you're just bawling by the end of each story. And then when you saw the little bell ding, that's at the banquet. And that is so moving because they have a banquet that night, and then everybody in the room that has lost someone goes up to the stage and dings it, and all the lights are, down, and you're in awe. It was beautiful. And so I do encourage as many people that can come. It's on April 18th, and it's going to be at Veterans Park.
It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday, and we were very honored that you came and honored
I tried to meet everybody. I was going walking up and down, just shaking each rider's hand. Hi, I'm the mayor. I want to welcome you to the city of Oldsmar. Hi, welcome. You're welcome in our city anytime.
Mayor?
Councilmember Saraki.
Mayor, I just want to say, I could not attend, but my wife and I did drive by, and I was overwhelmed by all the motorcycles.
I know,
It was
it's cool.
just
Yeah, there's
absolutely
so many,
stunning.
more than you think.
And I wish I could have stopped. We were on a way to another event.
Anyone got anything else to add? All right, since you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Item number 11.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 11 is request council to approve the special event application fee waiver request for the Rotary Club of Oldsmar, East Lake, for the Armadillo Run to be held on March 28th, year 2020. In March 2020, the Rotary Club of Oldsmar, East Lake will host the 38th annual Armadillo Run in the city of Oldsmar. This year's run has been moved to March to coincide with the annual Oldsmar Days and Nights event and will take place on Saturday morning prior to the parade. The Rotary Club has been a valued civic organization over the years by providing support to the local community through events at schools, food and gifts for the needy and homeless, local emergency management agencies, disaster relief, and local youth programs. Profits from this race will be utilized by the club to provide services and activities such as the Students of the Month at 3 local elementary schools, the Thanksgiving and Christmas Adopt a Family program, and various youth mentoring programs, among others. The item requests a waiver of fees in the amount of $3,584, and staff recommends approval.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve.
Moved.
Do I have a second? Discussion? Since you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 11.
That's item 12, sir.
Excuse me.
Item 12 is request council to approve the special event application fee waiver request for the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce Oldsmar Days and Nights event to be held March 27th through 29th, year 2020. This citywide celebration, which takes place in Ari Olds Park, was originally started in 1962 by Oldsmar's volunteer firemen as a half-day picnic named Oldsmar Days. After the first 2 years of the event, the Oldsmar Chamber of Commerce stepped in and assumed its operation in 1964. 43 years later, in 2007, the event was expanded to include the entire weekend and became known by its current name, Oldsmar Days and Nights. This event attracts upwards of 10,000 people to the park and downtown area over the course of the weekend. Activities include a parade, carnival, arts and crafts, food and beverage vendors, car shows, and great live music. It is certainly one of Oldsmar's longstanding signature events, with the proceeds helping to support the annual operations of the Chamber of Commerce. The fee waiver request is for $6,870 in special event revenue, while collecting $1,500 in fees for utilities and a park attendant. Staff recommends approval.
Very good. The chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? Since you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Wow. Get ready to serve that
The
beer.
agenda.
Serve that
Do we
beer.
charge anybody for going to this park? I'm just kidding. We do, unless it's a good cause, So, outstanding. They do terrific work over there. City Clerk?
Oh, I don't have anything tonight.
Nothing. No candidate update? There weren't any last-minute filings or anything? I know all the candidates are here, so I'm just enjoying it because I'm not running.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Right. All right, well, I guess not. Next item, City Council. Item number 13, approve moving the March 17, 2020 council meeting to March 24, 2020. The clerk want to comment on this?
Essentially, usually we have our election on the second Tuesday, and then for the city charter, the canvassing board meets a week later. Because of the presidential preference primary having to coincide with that election, this election is on the third Tuesday, which is normally a council meeting. So the idea is to move the council meeting a week later to accommodate for the canvassing board meeting.
Very good.
We don't have to meet twice.
They don't have to meet twice.
Very good. The chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a second. Any discussion? Since you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, motion passes. Item number 14, approved tentative agenda for February 4th, 2020. Is there anybody who wishes to pull anything from the agenda? Is there anybody who wishes to add anything? I have no list from the clerk tonight. So I'm feeling pretty stout about that. I don't know.
Oh.
All right, since you're ready to vote, excuse me, I need a motion.
Oh, motion to
I'll entertain a motion to approve the tentative agenda as presented. I have a motion. Do I have a second? Sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Council comments, item number 15. I'm going to start with our vice mayor tonight.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I know a lot of these folks aren't here anymore, but that's okay. I want to congratulate Jerry Beevelin on an incredible honor and a wonderful presentation by you, Mr. Mayor. Also, congratulations to the Opal Theater Group. I was there at the production. It was fantastic. Those kids have a lot to be proud of, and adults too, by the way, because there were adults who were hustling backstage. It was fantastic. The whole production was incredible. I know there was a little bit of an issue with some of the sound and the microphones, and I understand that we're working on that, and we will remediate that situation so that these kids have no problems, no barriers to putting on another fantastic performance in the next couple of months. I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of talented people. Also, congratulations to Cameron, too. We can't forget about him. I wanted to thank all the citizens who came out tonight. I thought that was fantastic that everybody was able to kind of keep the secret about the keep. And and made it out tonight, whether you knew it or not. You were here on a really special night, and it was important to me that the room was filled. Important to me personally, for a variety of reasons. So it was fantastic to see everybody tonight and get lots of hugs and updates. I wanted to encourage everybody to attend the super party this weekend with my girls, my women's club, on Saturday, State Street Center, as you heard, just right across the way. $5. The soups are fantastic. These women know how to cook. That's why I joined. Anyway, the last.
But why don't we have a guys' club?
Maybe you should make one.
Make one.
Because we wouldn't do anything, that's why.
Just be
Never mind.
Sit there. We raise money for a
Never
local
mind.
woman to receive a
Yeah,
scholarship.
that's, never mind. Never mind, it sounds like a card game to me, I don't know. Sorry, I apologize,
Funny.
Vice
I
Mayor.
am probably going to play that little short snippet of a video at the next meeting, because that will get a lot of laughs. Last thing, I just wanted to just put something in everybody's head. Gasparilla's this weekend over in the city of Tampa, very popular event. The Kids Parade was last weekend. And the city of Tampa has taken certain steps to try to avoid or reduce the amount of plastic bead necklaces that end up in the bay.
Nice.
So I just thought, because we're the city of Oldsmar and we're super eco-friendly and focused on ecotourism, I've only been in the parade once at Oldsmar Days, but we did throw beads. And so I was curious if there was maybe something else that we could consider tossing to the crowds as an alternative. I understand that there's a cost impact there, so I was just putting that out there. I like to be, progressive in that way for our environment, and I hate finding those beads, days and months later after the parade, because not everybody sees them or gets a chance to pick them up. So anyway, just a thought. I'm wishing everybody a wonderful rest of your January, and it's good. It's so good to see everybody tonight. Thanks again for coming out.
Excellent, Councilmember Grimes.
Councilmember Gannon covered quite a bit, and
I have a tendency to be thorough.
that you are, and I love it. And anything I was going to say would just,
Just go ditto.
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 There you go.
Even with the beads, ditto?
I like the bead idea. I like that a lot.
Well, and we pay for the beads, so there's,
Yeah.
could be a wash.
I don't know if they're inexpensive versus tossing something else, though there might be a cost component there.
There's a board meeting tomorrow. It can be discussed.
Yeah, there you go. All right, thank you. Councilmember Doors.
I would like to thank the 3 candidates for the candidate forum. It was amazing. It was, okay, so I think that I could give some advice, right? Because I've done this twice. They didn't need any advice. They were awesome, all 3 of them. They were confident. They answered the questions thoroughly. Some they knew. It was really nice, and the room was packed. So to see the community involvement, to see a local election candidate forum was amazing. So Chris, Andrew, and Kelly, I commend all 3 of you. It was really, really nice. The Lunch and Learn, that was so, like Dan likes to say, informative, and I learned so much. I didn't realize that there were all these programs for people that want to do import, export, or any kind of business, and there's all these free programs to help you in other countries, and they take you and you go to the ambassador's house, and there's so many different things that are free that are out there, so many resources that it was amazing. I did not know all of that about manufacturing, so I learned a lot and had lunch, so that was cool. I'm not going to be able to make it to the super party. I'm so sorry.
I'll eat yours.
You'll eat mine? Yeah.
Or Dan will.
Dan will eat it. I don't know if Dan will eat the one I like. I like the vegan one.
One's safe with Dan. and the mayor, too, I can't lie. You eat them all.
So I am actually going to Gainesville for we didn't have gender reveals when I was, Okay, so and my family is so nerdy, it's not a gender reveal. It's a chromosome reveal. Are you Team XX or Team XY? And it's in Gainesville, so I'm so sorry that I'm going to miss the party, but I'll be in Gainesville all weekend.
I'm sorry, I'm going to miss that.
The chromosome reveal. So I don't even know. I mean, do they still have a baby shower? What do you get for a chromosome reveal? I don't know. I'm confused about the whole thing. I'm just showing up. I'm just showing up with a gift card.
When you get back, teach us.
I guess anything goes up here, all right?
Yeah. And then, of course, I said it earlier when I was doing the presentation for Wanda, I don't remember another council meeting that I have been this filled with joy, because when I found out that Wanda had never gotten it on her own, I was like, okay, that's a no-brainer. I'm definitely giving it to Wanda. And then I must give credit where credit's due, because the idea for the key was not from me, because I didn't even know.
It wasn't from me either. It was
I've never seen us give the key to the city to anyone. So I have to give the credit to Ann Nixon, our city clerk, because it was her. She says, well, why don't we give it? And I'm like, oh my God, we can do that. Yes, yes, yes. So keeping it a secret from him. And then when he said, oh, I'm not going to get up because it's Wanda's night, I'm like, oh, man. Okay. So, and so I would also like to thank everybody for coming and supporting him. I know the mayor made a lot of phone calls. Ann made a lot of phone calls. Felicia did a lot of phone calls. I made a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails. But I know we kept it quiet because I was watching his face.
Yeah, he didn't know.
He did not
He didn't know.
He did not know. So for me, this is a very special night. So thank you all. That's it.
All right, Councilmember Saraki.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't want to repeat everything, but I do want to say that the theater, the play, the Opal Group, your daughter was amazing. It was a great show. My wife and I really enjoyed it. Congratulations, Jerry Beverland. Mayor, your presentation was fantastic.
Yeah.
When you read off his accomplishments, that really makes you think of what he has done for this city. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Two other things. When my brother was here for Veterans Day, we bought a brick for my dad. He served in World War II in the Coast Guards. And I said to my brother, I said, hey, you want to buy Dad a brick? And he's like, yeah, let's buy him a brick. Well, at the luncheon on Friday, the employees came up to me and said, hey, we just installed a brick with your name on it. And I said, no, that was my dad's brick. I'm a junior, he's a senior. So that was really a special day for me to go see the brick. And I want to thank the city employees for doing such an excellent job putting my dad's brick there. The last thing I want to share with council is I'm leaving early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. going to Tallahassee. The Suncoast League of Cities, it's mandatory that someone from the Suncoast League of Cities always attends Tallahassee during session week, every week of the session. So we had a cancellation. I volunteered to go. I'm leaving tomorrow at 8. I'll be back at 2 o'clock on Thursday, and I'm meeting with Mayor to plan our downtown at 4 o'clock on Thursday.
I like it.
And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. I do have a few items. A couple things. I unfortunately was out in Los Angeles all last week and could not attend the candidates forum, but I will tell you that your mayor downloaded it, and that was my form of entertainment flying back. I was very proud of everyone, did an excellent job, and I think the city's in good shape, that's for sure. In the Opal Theater, I know how hard everyone worked on that, and I'm going to give you the epitome of a compliment when the city manager says to me, man, we've got to do something to improve the tools they're using in there, and he's rah, rah, rah. Now, he is a financial guy, so when he's offering this up, clearly you made an impression. So congratulations on a job well done. The World is Your Market, that event that the Chamber hosted and brought in the U.S. Trade Group as well as Enterprise Florida. That was something Felicia and I saw their presentation, got very excited about the possibilities and tools, and asked them if they would put it on. And I want to thank everyone who really pitched in, because we were a little disappointed, quite candidly. The attendance reservations were not very high a few days, like a week before, and everybody hunkered down and got on the phone, and the staff did, and the chamber did. I made calls to, I pulled the mayor card. I don't do that very often, but it actually, I'm like, yeah, tell the CEO it's the mayor of the city calling. And they actually picked up the phone. They hung up, but no. But everybody chipped in to make that a good event, and that's really important to get that kind of information out to our businesses here and manufacturers, because there are these programs out there, and the reason a lot of people don't use it is they don't know about them. They're busy running their business. So I feel like it's one of our jobs, when we learn about something like that, that we pass it on. And so I want to thank everyone who put the extra effort into that. Just a point of reference, every month, the mayors of Pinellas County hold a luncheon that we get together, and typically they bring in an informative speaker. And I'm going to start taking turns inviting a council member to go with me to attend that. And I think it's good exposure, good experience. I'm bringing the vice mayor's going with me tomorrow.
Nice.
And so I just thought I'd mention that. I think it's the something Wednesday of the month. What is it? The second Wednesday of the month. So let me know about it, and I'm happy to take turns and bring some folks. I think it's good. Just a couple things to think about. Gasparilla. Somebody brought this up once before, not too long back, and I know maybe it's a jump, but I'm just going to throw it out there for us to maybe think about it. You know, there was a time when the city of Oldsmar had a float in Gasparilla that promoted the city.
Really?
Yeah. And
That's pictures of it.
there's pictures of it out there. And it got me thinking that, you know, with all the things we're doing, and the building of a downtown and kind of that next level that we are promoting, maybe it's time for us to think about something like that for next year.
That's a great idea.
You know, so I just throw it out there and say, you know, maybe we get a couple sponsors together. It doesn't have to be an expense to the city. Might get a committee together of citizens, because then you know it'll really be good. They'll put their own spin on it. But if the council feels like that might be a good idea, that might be something that might spend a little time working on and talking to some folks in the community about putting together. I think it'd be fun. Can invite citizens to go out and parade with it or something, you know? Good community spirit, and let all the folks over there in Hillsborough County know we're here, and we welcome them here. I call them all right across that county line. I just say, hey, you're in East Oldsmar, come on over. It's okay. So anyhow, all right, well, good. Then I'll do a little something on that. Just a reminder, we have the Oldsmar Town Center Workshop coming up on Thursday at 4 o'clock in the chambers here. It's going to be kind of a focus of what's next. Going to get an update. You saw the agenda that came out. Going to get an update on where we're at. I'm going to spend a little time talking about that, and we're going to talk about goals that we all think are realistic to obtain, and get staff's input on that as well. We've already got some input on that, input on that.
Did you say pushback?
Did I say that?
Did you say pushback?
We said.
I said aim high. Aim high. But in any event, I think it's going to be a good meeting, and we'll talk about next steps. So get your mind right and your body to agree to be there, all right? Jerry, what an honor it was to see that tonight. You know, he's having some issues walking right now, and so it was great to have him out here. And, you know, if there was ever a man that really deserved that kind of recognition, you know, that is from the bottom of the heart. I think everybody in this room agrees that. And gosh knows, Jerry and I have locked horns before. I have been to the Lincoln Room. You know, I mean, that's a real place, you know. And you're stupid, you know. I mean, you know, he always filters. No, never. But in any event, that was an honor. And if I don't know, kind of felt like a feel-good meeting to me. Yeah. All across, the employee winning the award and talking about the troops, and I just love this city. On that note, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a second. This does not require a vote. We are adjourned.
Sorry, I choked when you challenged me when it said the prior thing in the meeting.